What's up, everybody? I'm here at Mid-Ohio in a cup car doing a little test session stuff. Had a subscriber ask for a setup for this, and I think a long time ago I had somebody else ask for it, and I kind of never got around to it. But this is Mid-Ohio in a cup car. So let's see what I can do with it here. I have ran a 121.15 with this setup, as you can see in the upper left-hand corner there. I looked at the leaderboard, and the leaderboard is like a 119.5 would get you 10th place all time. So that puts me about a second and a half off of the leaderboard. Whoa. And again, as I always say, given my skill level and the difficulty of this track, I will be thrilled to be a second and a half off of 10th place all time. So let's see if I can lay down a 121 here. I was doing it pretty consistently earlier, but I didn't have the camera going and I wasn't talking at the same time I was driving either. So let's see what I can do here. I haven't been real sharp on my marks here, so I'm not sure I'm going to hit it here. You guys may have to bear with me for another lap around this place. I'm not sure I'm going to get to that 121 mark here. Haven't been real crisp on my lines. Yeah, I didn't feel like that was a very good lap.
You're almost out of gas.
I feel like Mid-Ohio is a place where sometimes you're really hard on the brakes and sometimes you're spending a lot of time just kind of rolling around and just kind of either coasting or barely on the throttle. Like right here, you're rolling this. Then when it straightens up, you're on the throttle for just a little bit. Now you're kind of rolling through this section very easy on the throttle. This is feeling like a much better lap here. Let's see if I can get into the 121s here, if I can hit my marks in the last section. There we go. That was a 121.4. Not my absolute best, but not bad either. Let's back up here and let's talk about how I am running this. Okay, so coming up to here, if you hit it real well, you might touch fourth gear. I usually don't hit fourth gear, and what I'm trying to do is about where the end of the pit road wall is, or maybe a little bit before, like where I'm at now. I am in third gear, and I have tried rolling this in third gear, and I just don't feel like I do very well on it. I wind up shifting down to second and braking pretty hard. If you hit it real good, you can go down below the rumble strips or turtles or whatever they're called and cut this corner. I usually don't aim for that. Usually I'm trying to run down here and I'm down in second gear, and as soon as I can get the car settled and turned, I am back on the throttle real hard, running up through the gears. You're going to get into fourth gear, and then as you come up through here, the mark I am looking at is that 300 mark, and probably just a hair before it. I am really hard on the brakes, downshifting to second gear, and I am going fourth, third, second, really quick downshifting. In an ideal scenario, and I will tell you I don't hit it that well, you kind of take a wide entry into this corner and work your way down to the bottom. one of the things that I'm trying to do here when I am in second gear and I'm on the brakes really hard, as I am getting into the corner, the car doesn't want to turn when you're on the brakes. So as I'm getting into the corner, I am easing up on the brakes. So it's like I start off really hard, but when I need to start making that car turn, I ease up on the brakes to let the car turn and roll a little bit easier. Then you're kind of easing your way back onto the throttle, and at this point I've probably got the wheel turned about as hard right as I can. What you don't want to do is have the wheel turned completely right and be completely mashing the gas. Let the car turn, and as you're able to straighten the wheel up, start getting onto the throttle, but I am usually not full throttle until I get the car pretty much headed straight. If you're getting too hard on the gas when the car, you're still trying to turn the wheel really hard, that's the recipe for spinning out. Coming on down through here, this is the big long, I guess you call it the back stretch. You're just going up through the gears. You're in fourth gear. You will probably hit the red line, but not the rev limiter here. When I am coming down here, you're a little faster here than in the Xfinity car, so you got to adjust your braking points a little bit, it seems like. I used to brake right here where this wall goes from being close to you to farther away, or there's that brake point on the wall. I found that in the Cup, I got to brake and shift down a little bit earlier. And here I am, this is as hard as I brake anywhere, and I am going from fourth to third to second. I usually have to delay a little bit, I think, between third and second, because you don't want to shift too quickly and have the engine over rev and have the wheels lock up and get you sideways. And I am on the brakes. It seems like you think you're not going to make this corner right up to the last minute when you finally get it slowed up enough. And again, you're braking right up to the very last minute, then you're easing off the brakes, and you're pretty much off the brakes altogether by the time you get into the corner. But I mean, you are hard on the brakes. I kind of roll through here, or actually I'm on the throttle here once I get the corner made. Then when I come up to here, I might tap the brakes, but really I'm just trying to roll here. I'm trying to let the car coast and roll. When I get around here, it's tempting to get on the gas too early. You get on the gas too early, especially with this change in elevation, you're going to spin out. You got to wait till the car is headed straight and the wheel is pointed straight, then you can get on the gas. When I'm coming down here, I'm looking at this change in pavement. And by the way, I'm doing all this in second gear. I slow down for second gear at the end of the back straightaway, and that's where I'm at all the way through here. You're just barely touching the brakes here, and then you kind of are going to roll through this section, through this corner. You start getting on the gas, but not real hard until you get up to about here. Now you're hard on the gas in second gear. The best way to get through here, I think, is I short shift. So I shift up to third, even though I'm not all the way at the red line, just because with the change in elevation, if you're shifting when you're at the red line, and it just seems like the car gets sideways really easy. I short shift and get into third gear before I'm at the red line. And then I am hard on the gas up through here, but what I'm trying to do is brake fairly early, downshift to second, and then try to get up by the rumble strips here. This is the place where I have the hardest time getting to the inside of the corner, it seems like. But you got to downshift and you got to brake a little bit early. Once I get the car headed straight, I am on the throttle probably before you get to the apex of that hill. You're going to get up to third gear. I am trying to hit the brakes right here at the 300 mark for the next turn. And this is the moderate braking zone. I'm not just tapping them, I'm not smashing them either. And I try to stay in third gear. I don't like to downshift here. And then you're kind of going to roll this section. Then you're back hard on the gas, and this is a part that's easy to overshift. About the time I am starting into this uphill, you can kind of feel just a little elevation change, and it's probably before this point. It's back about the time you're starting the uphill is where I'm starting to brake. I'm starting to brake, and I'm in third gear, and I'm downshifting to second. And I'm trying to brake pretty hard to get the thing slowed up. When I get to the corner, I really need to be off the throttle to let the car roll through the corner. And I am rolling here, easy on the throttle. When I feel like I get the car straightened up enough to where I'm not having to turn the wheel real hard, I'm hard on the gas and running it from second gear and then up to third, and we're up at the start-finish line and back to turn one. So I know that's a lot to take in, but that's my lap at Mid-Ohio. So many turns requires a lot of discipline of not getting on the throttle too hard too early and letting the car roll and not trying to constantly turn the wheel as far to the right and as far to the left as you can, but just turn it as much as you need to get through the corner and let the car roll. With that being said, let's go to the garage. This is extremely similar to the Xfinity setup that I had. The bump and rebound and the weight settings are pretty typical of what you have at a road course. The springs, I don't know if I have anything that I'd say is typical at a road course. I run 1200 in the front. Sometimes I run a little softer on road courses, but 1200 seems to work here. The rear springs, I like to go as high as I can go without having the car spin out. And the higher you go on those rear springs, the looser the car is. I think I've had some road courses where I was down to like 400 on the springs. And I think I've had like at Watkins Glen, I might be up to 600. But this is kind of the middle ground here. I feel like this lets the car rotate with springs up that high, but it doesn't make it crazy loose. I balanced the tire pressures. The big thing I did was I didn't feel like it was turning the way I wanted, so I dropped the tire pressures on the front tires. That helped the car turn a little bit. I think I went way down on the front sway bar. I think it started off as a 1.585 and I dropped it way down. That's a little on the soft side, and you'll get the car to roll over more as opposed to turn. But it seems like with all the changes in elevation that helps stabilize the car with all these changes in elevations you go through. Track bars, again, I think I'm all over the place on track bars. Places where you got trouble with the car spinning out when you get on the throttle, you go way down on the track bars. Places where it's hard to make it turn, you go up on the track bars. It just varies greatly by road course. I like the 90% brake bias. I like having it up as high as I can. I feel like that helps me slow the car down with the least amount of effort. I thought I could go higher on grill tape, but I was overheating the engine, so I ended up at 40% grill tape. What else? These are the gearings that are pretty close to what I had in my Xfinity car, with the exception of, I think, second gear. Just with where I'm at in second gear and what RPMs I was turning, I needed to go with a 1.8 versus I think I had a 1.65 in the Xfinity setup. So that is my Mid-Ohio Cup setup. Again, I'm only a second and a half off the leaderboard, which I think is pretty good. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for all the likes and subscriptions. I finally cracked 1,000 subscribers, so never thought I would ever get there. So thank you guys so much for that. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Smash that like button. Tell any of your friends about these videos if you like them, and please subscribe to the channel. Your support means a great deal to me. And with that, I will tell you guys have a great day, and thanks for watching, and I am signing off.